Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome to the Wolfcast. Today is Wednesday, March 27th, and it's an A-Day.
On today's show, Maddie Cooper gives us a look into the behind the pages into this year's yearbook.
Also, find out about a new Pirates of the Caribbean installment in this morning's brief.
Plus, on an all-new Pack Chat, are promposals in or out?
And catch a fresh pet of the week.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now.
Good morning, Cedar Park. I'm Kira Cox, and I'm here this morning with Lulu Lynch and Kason Johnson in for Reed Cummins.
The yearbook staff is wrapping up their final edits for their 2024 yearbook.
Most students here at Cedar Park High School are likely to be ordering one of these yearbooks at the end of the year, but many may not know how much work students themselves put into making it.
Reporter Maddie Cooper has more on what the yearbook staff does to create a successful yearbook. Maddie.
Thanks, Kira. To make our more than 200-page yearbook takes a very driven and almost entirely student-led staff.
The yearbook staff consists of over 25 staff members. Everyone in the class had to take a prerequisite journalism class and pass their interview to be on the yearbook team. Of the 25 members, there are 2 content editors, 2 photo editors, and 2 design editors. The content editors have to make sure everything is in the correct font, style, and has proper spelling before each deadline. Here's content editor James Sanderson with what is most important to be a part of the yearbook staff.
You know, I've said this several times already, but it's mostly just teamwork and being able to put your head down and actually get work done. There's no slacking in the yearbook room. If you're not doing something, you're doing something for someone else.
The yearbook staff moves at a very quick pace to complete each page by their deadline. Each staff member has roughly a month to complete their yearbook page, and seniors get first pick on what stories they cover. Senior photo editor Arav Narav describes what drives his passion for yearbook.
Honestly, just the fact that whatever I put into it will stay permanent, and people will just be able to look back in 10 years and see what they've done and see the photos that I've taken. And I think that's really that's kind of a big driving thing for me to be in the yearbook.
The yearbook leadership decided on all design elements and this year's theme over camp this summer. The theme is To Be Determined, or TBD, to symbolize all the future uncertainty in Cedar Park. Here's content editor Alyssa Fox with more details on this year's yearbook.
And the TBD theme just represents the fact that, you come into the year, the first day of school, and you don't really know what's going to happen. We don't know if the football team is going to go far in the playoffs. We didn't know if band was going to win state or anything like that. So we just wanted to really represent that unknowingness of the school, and then by the time it ends, you're like, wow, that was so fun, but then it's oh crap, next year's unknown again.
This year's yearbook is created through Jostens rather than Balfour, which has completely changed how the yearbook staff formats their technology for the yearbook. Along with changing to Jostens, the yearbook staff is also offering this year's yearbook in 3 colors.
You'll just have to buy one to find out what those colors are. Remember, the price goes up as the year goes on, so buy your yearbooks now. You can find this year's yearbook on the Jostens website. With CPHS News, I'm reporter Maddie Cooper.
So, Maddie, what is the price of the yearbook right now?
So it started at about $60, and it's actually all the way up to $80 right now, but it will cap out at $85.
So gotta buy them quick.
Yeah, well, we're really excited to see it. Thanks, Maddie.
Now let's head over to Charles Corson for this morning's top headlines.
Thanks, Kira. First, Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton will be paying $271,000 in restitution to resolve securities fraud charges. The Texas Attorney General and state prosecutors reach a deal to end his 9-year-old securities fraud charges. This deal means Paxton can walk away with no charges if he serves 100 hours of community service, enrolls in 15 hours of legal ethics training, and pays $271,000 at the end of the 18 months. Next, responders are ending their search and rescue efforts for 6 missing in Baltimore Bridge disaster. They are not moving into a recovery, but believe those missing to be dead. After the tragedy from yesterday that collapsed the Baltimore Bridge when a cargo ship ran into it, had 6 remaining missing. Officials said the construction workers had been missing too long to hope for rescue, citing the cold water temperatures and the length of the time since the collapse. And Cats Alerts saves Travis County family from house fire. Last weekend, Christine Brandsetter was asleep in her Steiner Ranch home when her cat Lucky began laying on her chest. In addition, she noticed one of her other cats, Toast, was meowing loudly next to her. Christine smelled plastic and looked outside her bedroom door to find the front office of her home engulfed in fire. Because of the cats, the family was able to safely exit before the fire alarms even went off. Finally, Pirates of the Caribbean producer confirms a reboot for the next installment of the franchise. 7 years after the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie, the blockbuster Disney franchise is starting fresh with a reboot. President of Walt Disney Studios says, quote, "We think we have a really good, exciting story that honors the films that have come before, but also has something new to say," end quote. No information is available on the storyline or possible actors involved, but Johnny Depp is unlikely to reprise his role. So are y'all going to watch this?
I would absolutely love to watch this. I was a big Pirates of the Caribbean person when I was growing up. It was always a movie that I watched, and I thought they made the movies really good.
I have an argument, okay?
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I was all for it, but when you said Johnny Depp is not going to be in his role, I cannot stand it.
I think he's kind of like the heart of the film.
Today-
I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't have Pirates of the Caribbean
always.
without Johnny
That's
Depp.
probably why I
Today
liked
will
it
always
so
be
much.
known as the
As the
day.
day you almost.
Because
You almost
Johnny
caught
Depp
Captain
did
Jack
good
Sparrow.
at being.
He was.
The
He
main
was.
role.
He's so iconic. I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Charles. Up next, an all-new Pack Chat right after this break.
Welcome back to the Pack Chat, our student voice opinion segment. I'm your host, Millie Suarez, joined by co-hosts Austin, Molly, and guest Cole Henderson. First up, Missouri college student Riley Strain's body was discovered after a 2-week search. Prior to the finding, after being declared a missing person, Riley was kicked out of a bar in downtown Nashville. According to reports, he was kicked out while the rest of his group had to stay behind while Riley got separated. Traces of his belongings and his last whereabouts led detectives to his body, while an autopsy declared it an accidental death in the end. So do y'all think anyone is to blame for this, like the bar or him or like the frat?
I don't think anyone's really to blame. He shouldn't have gotten as drunk as he did, but also the bar has to kick people out if they're drunk enough.
I feel like they could have let one friend at least go with him.
They wouldn't let them go through the back. They want to make money.
They could have at least I guess so.
This
But one person, you have to worry about people's safety when you're kicking them out. Yeah,
so the thing about that is it's really just not on the bar because if someone's being they have to be able to do that.
User,
and I understand that they could have been maybe a little bit more competent in the way they did that because they just threw him out at the side of the road and now he's dead. So that's if it's even though it's necessarily not their fault, but they still could have taken steps.
Yeah,
to
they
prevent
could have.
that.
Yeah, they could have done a better job.
I mean, I agree in some way, but also I feel like if they just would have let a friend go with him, then he could have been okay and everything. There wouldn't be a dead person right now. So
Didn't y'all see the thing about he had a homeless guy was wearing all his clothes and stuff?
He was
apparently there was
he
a
dropped
homeless
his
guy
debit
that,
card and
he lost so much stuff. And the guy that found him said that he thought it was a log because of the way that the body looked, and he checked it and it was a human. So
I don't understand how people didn't find him though. He was out on the streets. He was he did not look okay.
It sucks how the whole situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next, a couple of newlyweds recently had a video on TikTok go viral for encouraging guests to get tattoos at their outdoor wedding. Similarly, the couple was sending the same message to future newlyweds to participate in this potential trend of tattoos as wedding favors. Since the video's gain in popularity, the comments vary in opinion. Those opposed to the idea worry mostly about the sterilization and safety to guests. So, do y'all think having a tattoo at a special occasion such as a wedding appropriate?
I personally think it's not really that okay because I feel like a lot of people are drinking, everybody's having a good time, and some people are going to make impulse decisions that they're going to regret later in their life.
True.
And I don't think the sterilization thing is super big deal.
Well, it was an outdoor
because
wedding. Yeah.
I think these are professional tattoo artists that are going to know what they're doing with the needles and not have any sterilization mistakes.
True, a good point. But that's also like if you hire a tattoo artist for your wedding, that's so much pressure on not only them, but like you, and then like you have to cater to all your guests. But like I understand that they're not like they can. I mean, it's like their wedding. You know what I mean?
But I feel like you also. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go.
Okay, I feel like you have to really know your guests to know that they're not going to be like. I mean, if you're gonna hire a tattoo artist, maybe spend a little less money on the open bar. So it's balanced.
I think like maybe they wanted a tattoo artist so everyone would remember their wedding because it's not just every wedding that there's a tattoo artist.
It is a fun idea. Like tattoos are fire.
Like John and Amy's wedding.
It's a wedding to remember.
But like, it's kind of easy to be like, oh, it's my wedding, I can do what I want. But I feel like that's kind of irresponsible because you have to also know your audience, right? Just like y'all said. So,
absolutely.
Okay.
Finally, with prom right around the corner, some folks may be looking down on the whole promposal idea. People in older generations are just now becoming shocked to the idea of any type of promposal. Gaining popularity in 2001, promposals can range from a sign reading something as simple as the word prom to something as elaborate as a flash mob, or perhaps something falling just in between. So, do y'all think promposals are a cute romantic gesture, or are people doing too much?
Well, me and Cole, right, we're going to prom together, prom 24, and it's going to be a great time, but I don't have a date yet. I haven't asked anyone.
Why yeah, that's kind of weird.
Wait,
why is that?
I actually have something. Ariana Garcia, will you go to prom with me, please?
Yes. Okay.
Hope we get a yes on that.
I hope we get a yes too.
I hope so too. I think so as well.
I think we're looking good.
Yes, I think so. I'll see you at prom, Ariana.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and that's all for today. But remember, T-Wolf Pack, there's always time to chat. We'll be right back after this break.
Now it's time for your pet of the week. This week we have sophomore Grayson Levy's 4-year-old pit bull, Bean. Bean is a sweet, kind-hearted dog who loves napping any chance he gets. But when he meets new people, he will get super excited and go crazy. He's absolutely obsessed with eating and will do anything he can to get you to feed him. If you'd like your pet to be featured on Pet of the Week, direct message us on our Instagram account at CPHS News or tweet us your videos and a short bio of your pet.
And that's today's Wolfcast. Thank you for taking time to join us during your den.
You can catch anything you missed and more on X, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Join us tomorrow for a look into den tension, an all-new T-Wolf Spotlight, plus a new Hiring Now. With CPHS News, I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Kason Johnson in for Reed Cummins.
And I'm Kira Cox. We're going to make it a great day or not. The choice is yours. Have a wonderful week.